Hello everyone, my name is Maria Ioana Andreea Ivan and I am one of the authors of the research paper we'll be discussing today. Our study focuses on understanding and mitigating the risk of insider threats using an adaptive network model. I'm excited to walk you through our findings and the practical implications for organizational security. Let's get started. Insider threats are an increasingly urgent problem for organizations, with a staggering 74% rise reported in recent years, as per the 2023 Insider Threat Report. Unlike external attacks, insider threats come from trusted individuals with legitimate access, making them exceptionally difficult to detect and prevent. High-profile cases like those of Edward Snowden and Edward Snowden and Herman Sim illustrate the devastating consequences of these incidents. Our research addresses these challenges by integrating computational analysis with psychological and behavior insights, aiming to improve proactive threat detection and intervention. Our approach uniquely combines computational modeling with psychological theories. We focus on three main areas: employee psychological threats, the impact of organizational dynamics, and observable behavior patterns. The goal is to enable proactive detection, reduce risks, and design effective intervention strategies before malicious actions occur. The main contribution of our work is a strategic framework designed to strengthen organizational security. By identifying vulnerabilities and key intervention points, we can inform more effective measures for preventing insider threats. This framework doesn't just highlight risk factors, but also suggest actionable strategies to minimize them. Next, we will talk about the background knowledge and scenario, and I will give a scenario overview. To illustrate the model's effectiveness, we use a realistic scenario to examine how insider threats evolve. The scenario unfolds over four main stages, each demonstrating how psychological and organizational factors influence behavior. Let's walk through each stage in detail. The first stage represents the background. We start with employee X, a high-performing software developer. Initially, employee X is well integrated into the team, satisfied with their job, and showing no signs of concerning behavior. The baseline state represents a common scenario before any negative triggers occur. Second stage represents the change in behavior. Things begin to change when organizational stressors emerge. This includes an increased workload and lack of recognitions, which are common but impactful factors. As a result, employee X's job satisfaction drops. They begin to withdraw from their team, and impulsive antisocial behaviors start to surface. This illustrates how environmental stressor can degrade psychological well-being and increase risk. The third stage represents the start of external engagement. Seeking validation and recognition, employee X starts to engage with external entities. This behavior, marked by increased narcissism and impulsivity, exacerbates the risk. The individual's search for affirmation outside the organization make them more susceptible to external influences, escalating the threat level. The fourth stage and the last represents the breach. The situation culminates in a breach. Employee X uses their insider access to download sensitive data. Fortunately, the SOC team and the SIEM systems detect this anomaly, triggering an investigation. This stage highlights the importance of technical surveillance, but also reveals the challenge of detecting threats only after significant damage is already done. Key insights from this scenario: there are two key insights from this scenario. First, that psychological traits, particularly dark triad characteristics like narcissism, can intensify under stress. Second, the indispensable role of technical surveillance in identifying and uh, mitigating risk. Yet, these tools alone may be insufficient without early and behavioral interventions. Next, we will talk about the network modeling approach used. Our network model uses nodes to represent different states, such as employee satisfaction or performance, and connection to signify influences between these states. These connections are dynamic, adjusting over time, to simulate real-world interactions and behaviors. The key characteristics of our model include connectivity, where nodes influence each other, and aggregation, where multiple influences are integrated to determine outcomes. This design reflects in the fluid and interconnected nature of human and organizational behavior. The model considers numerous factors like employee satisfaction, communication, work performance, and psychological traits. It comprises 33 interconnected nodes, illustrating how these elements evolve over time and contribute to insider threats. As it can be observed in this picture, this first level represents the base level. The second, this is the first reification level where the adaptive weights occur. And the third level, the second level of reification, where it adjusts the speed of the learning rates. Next, we will talk about simulation results. The base scenario starts with a high satisfaction and engagement. However, when organizational changes occur, satisfaction, performance, and communication deteriorate. This can be observed right here. These are the organizational changes, and the satisfaction or performance start to slowly drop. At this point, insider threats become likely, and a breach occurs with SIM systems detecting it only after significant exposure. Only after significant exposure. This demonstrates how unaddressed psychological decline leads to severe consequences. As it can be observed here, the, the file access patterns rise really high before being detected by the SIM and the SOC team. Next, we tested how timely team intervention could change this outcome. By reporting unusual behavior earlier, the SOC team is alerted more quickly. The proactive response significantly reduces the severity of the breach. The key takeaway is that early intervention can prevent threats from escalating. So basically, the team with proper exercise can be able to detect unusual behavior. This right here represents how the team contribution can make the outcome less bad for the whole organizational in the end, for the whole organization in the end. The next scenario, we introduce organizational support, providing employee X with resources for behavior correction. This support reduced withdrawal and external engagement, stabilizing psychological traits. The results emphasize that combining monitoring with employee support can mitigate risk and promote a positive work environment. As it can be observed here, sensory representation starts to slowly rise again. The external engagement drops slightly, and there is a chance for the company to make the employees see their mistakes, what was wrong, and make them possibly understand that this is not the right way to go. Lastly, we tested direct communication between employee access team and the SOC team, bypassing managerial involvement. While this approach enabled rapid technical response and protected data efficiency, it lacked personalized psychological oversight. This method works well in high-risk situations requiring swift action but may not address underlying issues. As it can be observed, it is a faster detection by the SIM system, but still the employee manages to access multiple files, downloading, and possibly already making some damage for the company. But in this scenario, it's still faster than in the base scenario where the happens around here, which is already too late to save. Our key findings are clear. Organizational changes can be significant risk factors, and psychological traits like impulsivity and narcissism amplify the threat. Early detection through responsiveness is crucial. Effective mitigation requires a blend of technical monitoring and proactive communication. The model's strengths lie in its comprehensive integration of psychological and technical factors using adaptive heavy learning to reflect dynamic human behavior. It provides practical insights highlighting specific intervention points to prevent insider threats. Looking forward, there are several ways to enhance the model. Customizing parameters for different organizational contexts can improve accuracy. Additionally, incorporating more nuanced emotional models could better capture the motivations behind insider threats. In conclusion, insider threat prevention requires a proactive, adaptive approach that addresses psychological and technical factors. By combining monitoring with support system, organizations can foster a secure and positive work environment. Our research paves the way for more robust insider threat programs, emphasizing the importance of both early intervention and employee well-being. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed our research.